Look who it is. Yeah, it's mod time, baby. Good one. Nice. For today, we are going to do the Revlimiter burnout gauges. So I'll post some pictures. I really want this car to be black and red themed and or sparkle themed. And I'm really a big fan of the Revlimiter people. They really appreciate the stuff that they do. They send a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited to try them out. Casual UPS box here. It has been opened previously by my girlfriend Sandra. Sandra, say hi. We open it up. And we have a neatly assorted box. It's got a cute little Miata sticker. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in on that. I'm gonna wait for this. A personalized note. Very cool. Of course, it was shipped to my girlfriend Sandra, so it's gonna have her name on it. And then we have this really cool box right here that says Revlimiter gauges on it. That is tied professionally. I am very impressed. Packaging is 10 out of 10. We have a cloth here. It looks like a cleaning cloth. Very soft, very cool. It tells you right here, version burnout, and then it'll say US miles per hour. And then it'll say lighting color white. I did get the optional white LEDs, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing these are the gauges, so I'm guessing what this is. Maybe some extra goodies that they sent. Oh crap, okay, yeah, so a bunch of goodies, wow, Jesus. So, 2 Revlimiter heart stickers. You can stick these anywhere. This is really cool. I want your guys' opinion. Should I just put a bunch of the stickers from the companies that we get on the Miata, like on the glass? We have this. These aren't actual gauges. I'm guessing this is just another sticker, but cool. Let's see if the camera can point at it. A little Galaxy Revlimiter sticker, just like the heart one, but Galaxy themed. That is pretty cool. A Hot Wheel, which is pretty cool. Look at that. They went above and beyond. I did not think that they were gonna send this many stuff. And it is a Datsun Bluebird wagon. Cool, old Nissan. It's a wagon, really nice. I don't have this in my collection, so very excited. And a packaging list. They sent me some gloves and the picking tool that we will be using for the install. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's prepare for the install. Also guys, in the last video, I did mention that these screws that hold the steering wheel in place, we had to buy separately. They did not come with the steering wheel. And as this is later, I did receive them. Do not ask me how much they cost. This was highway robbery for how much these cost, but I wanted everything to be sparkle. I wanted everything to be legit. So with that being said, let's replacement 1, 2, just like that. And she is good to go. One good time before we take everything off. Here's a before. They don't look bad, they just look really dated. And also another problem of why I wanted them is if you flip the light on, this side is a really nice and green. I'm not a big fan of green and we're gonna change that out anyway. But this side, one of the bulbs went out, so we need to change that out anyway. To start the install, you will need to take this little plastic cover off on both sides. There's a screw right there and also one on the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we got it off successfully. It's in 2 pieces. We got it in one. There was 4 screws in total. I found a 3rd one, but I didn't find that 4th one. So it was a little bit harder to take off, but we did end up getting it off. There's going to be 2 Phillips heads, if you guys can see it, and one on the other side. So get those, and then we'll move on. Nice, and it's loose, or off. We got it off cleanly, all right? This, from what I've heard, everybody breaks these. So we got lucky, boys. I feel like there's a really easy way to get this out and I'm just retarded. Okay, anyway, the hood is off. I know a lot of people have broken this. So now we have 1 Phillips head, 2 at the bottom right here, 3 right here on this side, and we'll add a 4th one right there at the bottom. So go ahead and do those, and then we can work on unplugging some of the stuff in the back to get the cluster out. Now, if you could just slowly pull it back, and there's a few things that we need to unplug from the back to get it completely loose. All right, that's off. Good one, good one. And she's loose. Yes, sir. Now we can finally look at it like really close up. Like the closest up you'll probably ever see this gauge cluster ever again. It's pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie. Not my favorite. I think it fits the Miata at the time, 1989. I would have been really happy to have this gauge cluster, but 2021, no way. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna separate this plastic from the actual gauge. So back here, if you look, there's a bunch of black tabs all over, and you should just be able to, with your finger, just pry it off. All right, so as you can see, it's mostly off. Let me see if we can just pull it off. So now that is off. And babe, did you meant to go exactly 160,000 miles?
I did not. Pretty cool though.
So now I have my gloves on, and I have these little clips that they give you, these little tools. This is where it starts to get serious. I'm a little bit scared now. Excited though, very excited, but this is where it starts to get a little sketch. So I'm excited. Now they make it a really easy process, so I'm not worried. If you guys want to look at what the burnout looks like, this one is the tach. We have the speedometer over here, and then we have all the temperature, the fuel, and the oil pressure. I think this is really good. I think it really matches with our black and red theme, and it's really cool to see it in person. So very excited. We're going to take off these very, very gently. So just, and then just slowly take them off. Oh, okay. All right, for us. So there we go. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a tiny Phillips head screwdriver and start slowly screwing it out. If you have a screwdriver that has a magnet tip, that is extremely helpful. Yep, awesome. Make sure you don't lose any of these. All right. We are removing the speedometer one now. As you can see, the speedometer one are the biggest ones out of all of them. So just to note a memory just when we put it back. And this is what it looks like. I will not be rolling back this, because if you roll it back, it'll mess up this whole spring that's activating it. And to me, there's no point. We landed exactly on 160,000. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we were gonna change the LEDs since that is the next step. We ordered a pair of white LEDs, but we never got them. So we went ahead and emailed them. Hopefully we'll get some replacements. If not, I can just find out what kind they are. We can order some off of Amazon. Ordering around Black Friday time, a lot of people are ordering. I can understand the confusion, and not a biggie. We'll just go on to the next step. The next step is this little piece right here will no longer be useful to us, because basically our new tach, as you can see, the entire thing needs to light up. Basically with these little plastic parts, this kind of blocks the light that's going to be coming from the LEDs. So what we need to do is we need to snip all of these and allow all of the light to reach the entire tach. You just want to make small cuts at a time. Okay, so the next step is putting the needle stoppers in the correct place. As you can see, I have my tachometer and I have the needle stopper. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a piece of tape in the back to make sure that it holds. But there we go. And then the only job is to hold it. And when you flip it to the front, you can't even notice it. And I will proceed to do this with all of them, wherever they need to go. I know that one is self-centering. We need to do it for this one. And hopefully that will hold. Once again, when you flip it to the side, you won't even be able to notice. The next thing is to finally put the new faces on. So as you can see, most of the gauges came with these little plastic parts. You just have to try to remember where they go. I know I'm gonna look back at the video to make sure, just make sure you line up with the holes. And then you will take your new face. Make sure not to touch it as best as possible, kind of like a disc. And then just place it on there. Try to center it. And that's it. That looks about right to me. And wow, looks good. Looks a lot better than the old one. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do these to all of them. And that is what they look like. The job overall is not that bad. It's just really finicky. So like if you're me and you have really shaky hands, it's a little bit harder, but it's definitely doable. It's not bad at all. The speedometer needle is the only one that is self-centering. So what that means is that this is the one that we can put back right away. So what you need to do is you just need to, so right now it's a little bit behind the 0. So we'll take it back off. Perfect. Oh, it's a little bit above the 0. Okay. That was pretty good to me, doesn't it? Looks good. If you don't have a standalone ECU, the only way to really calibrate these perfectly is to pull up a GPS app and make sure that it's the same speed. So when we put this back in the car, we're not going to put the plastic back on it yet. So like the fuel, we're going to put all the way to full because we went ahead and got gas right before we did this install. There you go. You can do it. I'll do it exactly at full, but some people like to do it over a little bit. For this, I'm going to put it exactly at, that way whenever we do go on E, we'll have that little bit of extra room if we do need it. So now we're going to reinstall it without the plastic, because now we need to calibrate the rest of the needles. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it in, plug everything back in, and then we're going to set it. Okay, so we went ahead and we put them in. We let the car run for about 10-15 minutes. Now it's still running. But basically, if you guys, we need the light. Basically, if you guys can tell, I'm feel pretty happy with this RPM with the tachometer. I feel pretty okay with that. With the fuel, I feel pretty all right with that. It's pretty much full. With this is usually where it points to us on normal. Like I said, our sender's usually messed up, but now it's actually responding. At first when we did it, the needle wasn't responding at all, and it wouldn't even turn off. So that got me a little bit with that. I thought we paralyzed the needle, so I was a little bit worried, but now it's good. Now we fixed it. And then as for this, we put it just a little bit before. I feel like it's a really good spot for it. One thing I want to do is I want to take a drive with the top up and then the windows up so that the needle doesn't fly off. And I want to make sure the speed's working. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a few of these screws in so that it doesn't go anywhere, and we're going to go for a small drive just to make sure the speed's working. Alright, so basically we're on the road. I'm sorry that it's nighttime and you probably can't see that well, but I'm going to go 40 miles an hour. 40, and then if you could just show them the phone. Pretty much. So that, and I'm pretty happy with that. Like, that is literally just hand calibration. So I'm very happy with that. The RPMs are showing good stuff. Temperature gauge is showing good stuff. Later on, if something isn't 100% calibrated, then we'll go back and fix it. But as for right now, I'm pretty happy. We're just gonna run a few more tests to make sure, and then we'll be good to go. Now.
28, 30?
Yep, 30 now. 30 right now.
Yep, 30 right now.
Perfect. Alright, I'm at 40 now.
40 now.
Look, 45 now.
46.
Yep. 50 now. 50 now.
40 now.
Okay, yeah, but that's fine. I mean, that's as best as you're going to get. What you guys didn't see is after we drove home and we made sure everything was good, I wanted to test the red line, the rev limiter of the car, to see if it would hit it at 7,200 where it was supposed to. So I revved it, and then we heard a loud knock. The car is 100% broken. I'm still taking it in, very upset. But yeah, let's start up one more time, and here maybe you guys in the comments can tell me what's wrong, and yeah. All right, y'all, I'm gonna start it for a second. Maybe you guys, if you guys know Miatas or know that, familiar with that sound, you guys can tell us what's wrong. I'm gonna just start it for a second. If it starts getting bad, I'll turn it right off. Doesn't sound good at all. We're probably gonna get it towed to a shop and figure out what's wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Highly recommend Revlimiter. They did a really good job, even though my car obviously doesn't have one.